Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Over the past few weeks I spent quite a bit of time flying the Drake Cutter Scout, testing it in different situations, trying to understand what it really offers. And the more I use it, the more I felt it deserves something deeper than a surface level overview. This is a ship with a clear identity, built for a very specific role. And in this review we will take a closer look at what makes it work so well. And with the recent patch, scanning has taken a step closer in the gameplay it's meant to become. With player names hidden behind serial IDs, recon is becoming more than a feature, but we will get there. From its radar system and layout to its performance in gameplay and how it fits into small fleet composition, this is a full deep dive, with dose of calm analysis and a bit of nerd detail. So if you're curious about how the Cutter Scout really behaves out there, grab a drink, sit back, and let's see what this ship is really made of. Technically speaking, the Cutter Scout is about 16.5 meters long, but you wouldn't guess it by walking through it. It feels surprisingly spacious. Inside, you will find three distinct areas: a cockpit with full visibility, a cozy living zone with a bed and a bathroom, and the rear utility section with cargo access. It has an internal cargo grid that supports 2 SCU, plus a small internal locker for supplies, and a surprisingly large weapon rack for such a compact ship. Dedicated radar station is placed right in the cargo area. It's compact, quick to access, with a snappy animation that gets you scanning in seconds, especially if you compare to something like the Terrapin. The Scout's radar is faster and more efficient, and it doesn't require you to sit at a console, making it perfect for solo recon. And under the skin, it's clearly built with intention. A military-grade Sides 2 power plant and a cooler, twin fuel ports, one of them interactable, and VTOL thrusters. That last part matters, because when atmospheric flight gets rough, a reliable vertical thrust is what keeps you in control. In terms of armament, the Cutter Scout carries 2 Sides 2 lasers repeater and a pair of Sides 2 missiles. It's a modest loadout, just enough to defend yourself, but not meant for dogfighting. In a recon role, this weapon serves a different purpose: distraction, deterrence, and tactical retreat. The deployable blast shield aren't just cosmetic either. They may soon help mitigate irradiation, a system CIG is currently developing, and if they work anything like the Terrapins, they might also reduce heat signatures and improve stealth. In terms of range, the Scout holds its own. It carries 12 SCU of hydrogen fuel and 1.1 SCU of quantum. That means it's not just viable for short planetary flights, but also for a medium-range mission without constantly worrying about refueling. That said, the quantum tank is small. It works well for focus runs, but for longer trips, especially in remote systems, you will want to plan ahead. And the best part is, the Cutter Scout is one of the most affordable ships in the game. It's around $50 in cash, or about 700,000 in-game currency, which is absolutely fantastic for what it does. Whether you're just starting out as a new player, or a veteran building out a specialized recon wing, the Scouts give you real utility for a small footprint. At first glance, the Cutter Scout looks just like the base version. You think you know it, but the details give it a completely different vibe. The green, black and red of the stock paint is fantastic, giving military rugged feeling, and fits very well with the Drake design language. Doesn't look slick, and that's exactly the point. This is something built in the field and not made for showrooms, and while it shares the same hull As the base cutter and the rumbler, when you fly it or even just walk around it, it feels compact, more deliberate. The radar dome of the roof, it's absolutely beautiful. Few ships in Star Citizen have anything quite like it, and it's not just a visual element, it's the identity of the ship. The fact that you get this kind of design at this price, it's game changer, and for a lot of people like me, that dome is the reason to pick the Scout. You've got 2 fuel ports, one up front that doesn't do much visually, and one tucked near the rear gear. That rear one opens when you interact with it. A tiny detail, but surprisingly satisfying. Eventually they will be functional with a refueling gameplay. Then there is the rest: exposed pipes, surface cabling, bands, Drake interplanetary stickers in all the right places. They didn't try to hide anything, they wanted you to see the Rove machinery inside, and I respect that. Even the thrusters are packed with details, and when you hover or pitch, the animation just flows, clean and deliberate. It's one of those ships that you stop flying just to watch the VTOL's landing gear or blast shield moving. The Scout has a real character, and the more time you spend with it, the more it shows. It's also not the most agile ship, and that makes sense, given its wider body and utility-focused design. It's stable, not nimble, but for recon work or hovering through canyons, stability sometimes matters more than twitchy response. Purpose-built for forward operations, the Cutter Scout balances compact design with real mission utility. It's the kind of ship you take when you don't know what's ahead, but need something that keeps working wherever you take it. The cockpit is pure Drake, exposed shrouds, metal frames, no nonsense. You've got pipes and steam overhead, spinning fans in the background, and cables that seems to twitch when the ship powers up. It really feels alive. Sometimes it feels less like flying a spaceship and more like piloting something straight out of The Expanse, one of those belters rig held together by wells and willpower, or the gritty loading bay of Alien. Whatever it is, there is no doubt that the Cutter Scout has a soul. The weapon rack is positioned right behind the seat for quick access and getting immediately locked and loaded. And it's not token rack either. 1 rifle slot, 1 heavy weapon and 3 pistols. 2 up top, 1 below. That bottom slot seems not to get a normal gun, but just medguns and multi-tool, but I think it's just a bug anyway, it's super complete. What I would like to see is a mini ammo locker under the heavy weapon rack, something like the Terrapin has, so if you are watching CAG, please ammo locker, thank you very much. The pilot seat may look bare, all steel and simplicity, but the way it rises from the floor into position is just brilliant. That smooth rising animation catches you off guard the first time, like the ship is welcoming you into the cockpit, and once you are in, it's actually comfortable. Then you look around and that's when you realize how well thought out the whole interface is. 3 MFTs all clearly visible and easy to navigate, every control within reach, no awkward stretches, no hidden toggles. Even the layout feels intuitive and clean. It's true Drake fashion, nothing's over-designed, but everything just works. Whether you're scanning, flying low through canyons, or tracking a contract, you have got everything right there in front of you. The middle section is the ship's hearth, rugged, raw, unapologetical Drake. You get a real bed for logging out, a fully functional bathroom, and internal storage. The walls are lined with cables and the floor has that typical metal panel feel under your boots, slightly loose, slightly noisy. Heavy sliding doors remind you who built these things, bold Drake Interplanetary logos stamped across the metal like factory signatures. There's no kitchen shelf, no table, but with a little imagination and the internal storage you can make it work. There aren't any sweet lockers, which I will admit I do miss a bit, especially knowing that the toxic or harsh planetary environment will be soon a reality. But we need to bear in mind that this isn't a deep-field explorer, this is a recon you prepare before you land. And while I personally love sweet lockers, they are one of my favorite features in any kind of ship, their absence in the Scout makes sense. Minimalism is part of the philosophy. Now, the cargo section is where it all comes together. You get 2 SCU of official cargo space, plus room for a small vehicle, and yes, the ATLS fits perfectly, which is wild considering I can even squeeze into some larger ships. I often bring the pools too, small, sleek, efficient, great for ground traversal, and it doesn't clutter the space. Of course you can load more if you want, but for immersion and function, I prefer to keep it tight. ATLS, pools, a couple of SCU crates, and I'm good. I absolutely love how the components are laid out. They are right there, visible, accessible, no ladders, no hidden panels, and with the engineering gameplay on the horizon, that matters more than ever. It's also why I don't load this ship with bulky ground vehicles. I like being able to deploy what I'm carrying using a tractor beam without opening the ramp, and the ATLS and pools both support that kind of modular in-field mobility. Technically, yes, you could stash the pools inside the living area, but you will be giving up access to the bathroom, which, I don't know, depending on how often you use the restroom. Everything on board is close, functional, deliberate. Nothing is luxurious, yes, but nothing is wasted. It's Drake interior through and through, and if you are ever dreamed of flying something like the Razor Crest, but smaller, meaner, and far more affordable, this is just my beat. Engineering gameplay isn't here yet, but the Cutter Scout already feels ready for it. As we have seen, the component access is excellent. You just walk to the back, open a hatch, and everything's there. Power plant, cooler, relays, key system, all laid out with clarity. There is a fire extinguisher in the living area, both close to the bed and pilot seat, which is a great placement. And more importantly, the 3 sealed compartments, cockpit, living space and cargo, will be very helpful when fire and atmosphere simulation become a thing. The ability to vent or isolate a section will matter more than ever. It's curious that the radar console in the cargo currently registers as an engineering station. It may be a placeholder or a glimpse of future gameplay. If it evolves into a power or system management console, the Scout will give you the feeling of a true field technician's ship. You have got 2 accessible bays where you can find the relay panel and core system. Whether it's power routing, relays replacement or basic field repairs, it's all within arm's reach. The stock components are solid. Drake equipped the Scout with military-grade Size 2 units, a power plant and a cooler, tuned thanks to the military grade for more reliability and performance. Cooler now influence far more than temperature, stability of radar uptime, malfunction resistance and infrared signature levels. The power plant is equally crucial, keeping scans stable and giving you power redundancy when it's needed. That ties directly into stealth. In Star Citizen, your ship can be detected if any of its 3 emissions crosses a scanner's threshold: infrared, heat from propulsion and systems, electromagnetic, generated by energy flow and electronic activity, and cross-sections, your ship's profile and orientation relative to the scanner. Keeping all 3 values low is key. Too much focus on just IR or EM won't help if your cross-section flares up. That's why a balanced stealth build is the way to go. So here is a suggested loadout if you want to go stealth. So the cooler is the Icebox, the shield is a Shimmer, power plant Cirrus, and quantum drive Zephyr. This setup helps you scan, recon, and move unseen. Just remember, stealth values and detection formulas may change, so treat this as a baseline and not gospel. Even without upgrades, the Scouts hold its own. Its components are reliable and its layout make it easy to manage issues on the fly. That's also why I prefer compact vehicles like the ATLS or pools. They don't block access, can be moved with a tractor beam and keep the ship agile and a low profile. If engineering gameplay unfolds the way CIG has hinted, compact focused ship like the Scout will become even more valuable. Let's take a moment to talk about the very core of this wonderful ship. The Cutter Scout comes with a dedicated radar console and a physical scanning dish, and that's not just for show. Even now, scanning is used in various missions, such as those who came with 4.1.1, to locate objectives, tracking missing ships, or survey hostile zones. But what comes next? It's big. Mining, salvaging, info selling, base building, resource mapping, scanning is about to become the backbone of any gameplay, and this ship is ready. Having a dedicated physical radar station makes a real difference. While a Cutlass Black, for example, might share the same Size 2 radar component, it lacks both of scanning dish and console. Everything happens behind the scenes. With a Scout, scanning is visible, accessible and ready for gameplay. And when deeper scanning mechanics come online, that kind of hardware is likely to matter. Compared to other scan-capable ships, most falls into extremes. The Terrapin is a tank, durable, heavy, reliable, but with no SCU, no vehicle bay and high maintenance. The Hornet Tracker has a powerful sensors, but no interior space, no living, no modularity. Step up in size and you reach ships like the Freelancer Duo, the Corsair or the 400i, all great in their roles, but they are full-size platforms, expensive and crew-focused. The Cutter Scout is compact, discreet and fully operable solo, with just enough tech to punch above its weight, trademark. It's gonna be the perfect tool for solo recon, fast intel gathering, forward scouting for ops and base building. You mark, you map, you leave, and return later with fighters, miner or salvage crew, or maybe with a base building ship. And scanning tech is evolving. In recent updates, radar and detection system received serious work. Improved scanway feedback in crowded environments. FPS detection logic reworked, better visibility of scan markers, line of sight detection across walls and terrain, and one change in particular stands out. They temporarily removed the influence signature mechanic, which strongly suggests that a full rework of emission-based detection is on the way, and that's major. For a ship like the Scout where the stealth and the recon are core, it means your role is getting more defined. Will the radar station let us share point of interest for selling intel or just coordinating with friends and org, or maybe allow other ships in your party to target what you can see, even if they can't? Maybe, but the hardware is there and that's matter. With patch 4.1.1, things already feel different. Now, most contacts shows up as a serial IDs. You need to ping, scan and verify via MFDs. Visual ID alone isn't enough anymore. Now it's more tactical, and while you can technically do this with any ship equipped with a radar, having a dedicated scan station likely means deeper analysis in the future, faster identification, longer range and much more. And that makes this radar console more than a feature, it becomes your edge. Before we wrap things up, let's talk about what you can actually do with a Cutter Scout, not just in theory, but in the current status of the game. From mining support to recon ops, or even just exploring remote places, landing near distant outposts and using a vehicle to sneak in while avoiding player troublemakers. These are loops I have tested, flown and enjoyed solo. They also work great with a small crew. And after that, we will take a quick look at the kind of gameplay this ship might unlock in the future gameplay. FPS mining support. One of the best loops I still use is pairing the Scout with the ATLS Geo. You scan for mineral clusters, land safely in rough terrain and deploy the Geo to extract resources from caves, open plains, valleys, crater fields or rocky canyon. Using the onboard scanner, you can detect the mineral clusters from above and choose where to land safely, even or uneven terrain. Once you have found a spot, you lower the ramp and deploy the Geo. It fits perfectly in the bay and there is plenty of space to secure the mining container inside the 2 SCU storage box safely placed on the grid once you are done. From there, you enter the FPS mining phase. The Geo's onboard scanner helps refine the target, and once you're on foot, you can extract materials from caves, surface nodules, or small dig sites. It's a great solo loop, clean, efficient, and surprisingly immersive. You're not just mining, you are scouting, moving, evaluating terrain, making decisions on the go. It's part recon, part resource run, and the Cutter Scout brings the right balance of agility and utility to make it all feel seamless. Small cargo runs. With 2 SCU and a bit of creativity, the Scout handles delivery easily. You can even secure extra cargo on the internal floor. It's tight fit, but totally doable. Fast, practical, and low profile. Solo recon missions. Whether you are scanning derelicts, hunting salvage, exploring wrecks, or searching for armor set, the Scout does the job. Low signature, compact body, and decent armor let you move through rough zones without drawing attention. Bunker support and soft ops. Park just outside, stay low, and watch the action. When things heat up, engage on your teams or hang back with a sniper rifle, like I often do in Pyro. It's a great Overwatch ship. Prep for repair missions. With remote repair jobs coming to Pyro, going in blind is a bad idea. The scout lets you scan first, check for threats, and bring what you need, without alerting the whole region. So what about tomorrow? Star Citizen is a living project, and the Cutter Scout is quietly waiting for its moment. As systems expand and new gameplay loops emerge, this ship is set to benefit from multiple upcoming features. Radar and detection. As we discussed earlier, scanning is changing. Radar constants now require more precision, and the Scout dedicated radar console is built for that kind of future. Org support and area control. Whether your org is salvaging, hauling, or just holding ground, the Scout shines as an early warning system. You can silently mark asteroid fields, track traffic near jump points, or flag potential threats, long before a cargo ship, for example, gets close. Tactical scouting and forward presence. This isn't a ship you send into a dogfight, as we said, but parked in a canyon, ridge, or crater, the Scout offers a line of sight, passive surveillance, and quick evac options. You can scan for hostiles, identify movement, and relay critical data to your team without even being seen. Sometimes staying hidden is the most powerful move you can make. Radiation, weather, and shielding. With a 4.2 upcoming, environmental effect will change how we fly and survive. Maybe there are no solar flare or dust storms, but they are on the way. The Scout already features blast shield, and while they are not active yet, they may soon regulate heat, reduce visibility impact, or offer partial shielding from radiation. Base building scouting. This is where things get really interesting, or at least it's something that I really love thinking about. Base building is coming, and when it does, you will need to scout terrain, evaluate cover, check for nearby resources, and test visibility. No one's want to be ambushed or stuck on uneven ground. The Scout is the perfect ship to lead that first survey run before deploying your outpost. This is a quiet gameplay that I'm very looking forward, because it will be very strategic and deeply satisfying. Info selling and deep recon. As info trading and advanced scanning grow, ships like the Cutter Scout will become key tool, especially when deployed from a larger vessel like an Anidris or an Odyssey. You will be able to scan, tag, map, and sell data all on your own, without putting a bigger crewed ship at risk. From derelicts to point of interest, from enemy patrols to safe landing spots, your scanner becomes your main weapon. Let's take a moment to talk about how the Cutter Scout fits into a broader fleet, especially if you are playing solo or with just another person. I have built and tested a couple of microfleet setups around the Scout that I think really make sense, not just on paper but in actual gameplay. These aren't theory craft combos or wish list, they are realistic, affordable configurations designed to do a lot with very little. So if you are looking to grow your gameplay one ship at a time, this part is for you. Recon, mining, hauling. This is the first one, and it begins with a Cutter Scout, which takes point, scans the area, and helps you land safely, or avoid trouble altogether. Pair it with an ATLS Geo, as we have seen, and you already have a game loop. Scanning, landing, deploying, extracting resources. Add a Yule Hay from Misk when you are ready to haul, a simple and fast hauler with external cargo and great interior space. It loads quickly and gets you out before things get messy, especially in places like Pyro, where you never really know if an apparently friendly A1 is about to drop a bomb on your head. You know the type. Each ship supports the others. You scout, you gather, you move, and it works solo or with one friend, no organization required. The scenarios you can handle are different: risky repair missions, remote commodity hauling, data scanning and resale when supported, and resource extraction and relocation. This is a modular, low-cost progression path. And on a side note, the interiors of both the Scout and the Yule Hay make it a comfortable setup too. The second one is the Tactical Ops plus ground mobility. Fast, versatile, and effective. The Scout takes the lead, scanning terrain, spotting threats, and guiding your path. Right behind it, a Cutlass Black handles transport, gear logistic, and quick repositioning thanks to its tractor beam. On the ground, the base Cyclone is a perfect match. Great mobility, 1 SEU of cargo and weapon racks, internal storage, ideal for solo recovery missions or light bunker support. Got a friend, switch to Cyclone TR or AA variant for added firepower and anti-craft capability. It's not about overwhelming force, it's about smart movement, fast adaptation and low-profile effectiveness. The gameplay loops supported are pre-raid recon, outpost support, mobile extraction, fast response in high-risk areas, and this combo works solo, as a duo, or within a larger fleet. Lightweight, quick to deploy, and scalable. So which one works best depends on your style. Both of these are combinations I have tested and flow, and they get the job done. The first setup is calm and methodical, great for scanning, collection, and small-scale logistics. The second setup is built for momentum, with fast recon, agile support, minimal footprint, and dogfighting. Of course, you don't need to copy them, but maybe they will inspire your own mini-fleet, and these ships are all accessible, both in cash or in-game currency for players looking to build a fleet on a budget. I do enjoy creating fleet, and maybe in the future I will post my own fleet, but let me know what you are running. I'm always interested in seeing different takes. I spent a lot of time flying the Cutter Scout, and over time it really grew on me. It's one of those ships that quietly does more than you expect. Between the dedicated radar, the VTOL thrusters and deployable blast shields, the weapon rack, the bed and bathroom internal storage, and a proper SU cargo grid, it covers nearly everything you would want in a compact recon ship. And with its military-grade components, it's clear this is not a simple starter ship. It's a real gameplay tool, for now and for what's coming next. Sure, it has its quirks, it's not the fastest, strongest ship, and the quantum tank is small, but it's enough if you plan ahead. The Cutter Scout has a clear role. It helps you to see what's ahead, stay out of trouble, and do your job without drawing attention. And that's what I have come to appreciate about it. Whether you're new to Star Citizen and looking for something more specialized, or like me, have been around long enough to melt ships you swore you wouldn't keep, the Scout gives you options. It's not just a starter, it's a role and a mindset. It doesn't try to impress, but it's always feel like the right ship to bring. If you made this far, thank you very much, and if you like this kind of review with the gameplay, fleet build and personal takes, drop a comment or hit subscribe, it really helps the channel. More's coming soon, and thanks for watching, until next time. Fly safe out there.